Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton, and it is time for another edition of Angel Sudsy Recap. That's where we delve into the world of daytime television and do a few reality shows on the side. And one of those reality shows that we're doing is The Real Housewives of Potomac, which is what we're doing today. But before we get into that, I had like a short day at work today, and I actually got some X-rays done on my feet. I know it's crazy as an ex-dancer to have foot problems, but the doctor, as I had mentioned on a previous Sudsy recap, the doctor had actually said that it was plantar fasciitis, which thank God, because that's easily fixed. And but we'll see, because the X-rays are to rule out bone spurs. So, but even that's still kind of, it's not as easily fixed, but it's still curable too. So I'm just grateful I don't have to have my feet cut off. So I'm very happy about that. And I'll tell you why. Because my whole family has diabetes. I had meningitis. So I'm constantly scared that I'm gonna lose limbs all the time. Like, I'm not even joking. It's like it's become like, it's not like an irrational fear, but it's definitely become like a thing. Anyways, and I bought a cute new pair of Skechers shoes. I'll probably show them off in a future edition of Angel Sudsy Recap, because they're really cute. And I figured if I got plantar fasciitis strictly because I don't buy new shoes enough, I need to step up my shoe game and buy some new shoes. So I got some new tennis shoes. They're new, so I'm excited to wear them. I'm going to be debuting them this Friday at work. So hopefully we'll have that going. Okay, so now let's talk about the Housewives of Potomac. All right, so this week, yesterday was the season finale. Oh, and tomorrow's Independence Day, FYI. That's why I was able to get so much done at like the radiologist, because I was able to get off work at 3 o'clock today instead of 5. So those 2 extra hours, they actually made all the difference in the world to get those x-rays done. So I'm very grateful for that. All right, so The Real Housewives of Potomac. So for The Real Housewives of Potomac, this was last night aired their season finale, which was interesting. It wasn't boring. It wasn't over the top, but it was okay. It wasn't that bad. So it started off as a continuation from last week when, Karen, actually this whole episode, Karen has been really kind of defensive this whole episode. And everyone is kind of wondering what's going on with Karen. And I have a feeling we'll find out more at the reunion, because they showed some clips of I know I'm jumping ahead, but they showed some clips of next week's episode, which is the reunion show. And there were some bombshells dropped about everybody, but especially Miss Karen. I mean, it wasn't that the bombshells were that big. It was just shocking that it was about her. So I'm definitely curious to see how that's going to work out. So we'll see that to next week on the reunion. I don't know how many reunions they're doing. I definitely don't think that it's going to be a 4-part reunion like Atlanta. And you know what? Atlanta, honestly, that should have been 4 parts. Like that, there was no cutting. I get it. I totally get it. Because it was jaw-dropping all 4 parts. It was great. Great television. The Vanderpump Rules, I think that could have been a 2-episode reunion that they stretched into 3 episodes. That's just my opinion. I don't think the Vanderpump Rules had that much drama as Atlanta did. Just saying. I still love the show. Don't get me wrong. But, I'm just saying. Okay. So, here's the thing. So she moves out of her house, and at the end of the party, who was having the party? I think it was Monique. Was it no, it was Charisse. It was at Charisse's party for her unveiling of her champagne room, I believe, we were still celebrating, I believe. And Karen first mentioned that she wanted to do a 20th anniversary with her husband, as well as a new housewarming for her house in Great Falls, Virginia, which apparently is not close to Potomac. So we'll see how that works out. But okay, so, oh my God, this shirt actually makes it look like I've got boobs, but I don't. I'm trying to, no, you can't really see. I'm moving my chest, my pecs one at a time, but anyways, it's really weird. But what is it? I don't know. It's just cute though. I love it. Anyways, okay, so she's like, yeah, I want to throw this party. So she throws this party, and the invite, she said she wanted to do an Indian Bollywood theme at Sharice's, right? So she does. So everyone is on the lookout for some saris. So they go to all these Indian stores and they're, buying their outfits for, and everyone gets invited despite the fact that there was some tension between Ashley and Karen. Ashley still got invited. So everyone was all shopping for their outfits except for Monique because, and here's why. So everyone shows up and they're all in their Bollywood glamour and everyone looks gorgeous. Except what's funny is that Ray was like, we're African. We got to have some sort of African. It has to be Africa meets Indian. So she said it was an exotic party, right? Well, see, here's the problem. The problem is that you gave a little bit too much artistic license to people when you said you wanted an exotic party, because I swear to God, Monique comes to the party looking like Cher in the Half-Breed video, or who was Giselle saying, they said India as in, Indian as in India, not Indian as in the Village People. And she totally looked like the Indian from the Village People, I'm not gonna lie. But she, like a hot version, she was hot. And it was really hot. And even her husband was like, yeah, you're gonna keep that for later in the bedroom tonight. I was like, ooh, but it was pretty good. Oh my God, wait, the best was, I'm sorry, I think on this particular show, I think that the Queen of Shade has to go to Robin. She is hilarious. So what's funny is that, Karen was giving this speech at the end of her party and blah blah blah, whatever. She's so emotional and I'm so grateful to have my man, blah blah blah. Don't I look good, blah blah blah. And then she full on tongue kisses her husband in front of everyone. And I swear to God, I was like, oh, at the exact same time Robin did too. Robin was like, oh, I was like, yes, honey, yes. I love her. I love her. She's growing to be my new favorite on Potomac. Actually, she was. I don't think I had an old favorite, but I'm definitely Team Robin for sure. Although I have to say this, knowing what I know as a viewer about Juan and how Juan was like, if it wasn't for the kids, I wouldn't be here, blah, blah, blah. And then he gets all butthurt and jealous when she tells him, yeah, my therapist told me to date another man. I mean, well, what do you expect her to do? You can leave her, but she can't leave you. Fuck you. I'm just saying, but it is her life. And if she wants to stay with him, that is her choice. So I will just leave it at that, because I have a feeling this topic is going to be brought up ad nauseum during the reunion. So I'm sure we'll be hearing plenty about that. Charisse and Giselle, they were not necessarily Charisse. Well, she kind of was. They were kind of nosing around the party trying to figure out what was going on with Karen, because she's acting like the Grande Dame of Potomac, but she is nowhere close to Potomac anymore. So they were like, what the hell is going on with her? Why did she move so fast? Why did she come in here in the dead of night and all of a sudden, and who the hell are all these people? We don't know who any of these people are. None of them are from Potomac. So that's a great question. Hopefully that question gets asked by Andy during the reunion. I'm sure it will. I mean, for Atlanta, he was on fleek in Atlanta. He asked every single question that anyone could have possibly thought of. Of course, they had 4 episodes to do it, but in this one, they might only have 1. I don't know. We'll see. They're playing it. So there's something else I want to tell you. So that's the Real Housewives of Potomac. It was an okay season, but we'll see after the reunion what I think about the season afterwards. Okay, so let's talk about the Real Housewives of Cheshire. I know you're thinking, wow, I haven't heard that in a while. Yeah, because we don't know anything here in America about the Real Housewives of Cheshire, because we only saw season 1. That's it. Did you know that they are, in England, they are on season 6 of the Real Housewives of Cheshire? That is a long time. They have been on the air longer than the Melbourne Girls. Who knew? Now, I don't think chronologically they've been on the air longer than the Melbourne Girls. I think the Melbourne Girls have been on longer, but they're only on 4 seasons, and Cheshire's on 6. So here's what I'm gonna do for my loyal viewers. Because see, here's the thing. I don't know if I'm gonna have I don't know if I'm gonna have 3 shows to pick from to choose to do these Sudsy recaps for. I don't know. So we'll always have the 4 soaps. And then hopefully we'll have at least one housewife show, and then at least one of my favorite shows, whether it's Below Deck Med, Vanderpump Rules, Jackson, Brittany Take Kentucky. I don't know, when's that starting? That's got to be starting soon. Shaws of Sunset. I'm definitely going to be doing Shaws of Sunset. So, we'll see what happens. But, like, in the future, like this summer, we've got Real Housewives of Orange County, which will take the place of the Real Housewives of New York, or maybe Potomac, whatever. And then the other will be taken place by Shaws of Sunset. And I don't know what the third one is going to be. I don't know if there's going to be a third one. So, here's the thing. If I cannot find a third show to watch, then I will do a Sudsy recap for all, not the first one, because the first one aired in America here, but I'll do a Sudsy recap for every single episode of The Real Housewives of Cheshire from season 2 on. So that if, in case you do live in America and you were one of the few that actually got hooked on that show, we can keep up with the Cheshire Girls, and then I'll relay the message to you, okay? So that's my promise if I don't have enough shows to do the Sudsy recaps on. Okay. Anyways, thank you so much. I do want to say thank you so much for logging on today. I do appreciate it. Please feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Angel Benton. You can hashtag RHOP or Real Housewife shit to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac, or you can hashtag Bold and Beautiful. Oh my God, I've got so much to talk about Bold and Beautiful tomorrow. It's going to be so great. And you can also hit subscribe on that little YouTube channel, on my YouTube channel, so that you get my videos sent into your inbox every single day. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for logging on today. Have a great and safe 4th of July. I'll talk to you tomorrow during Independence Day. Have a wonderful day. Peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba.